Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we head back to Corbin for day 2 of the SOAR Summit.
There's a new way students can invest here at Letcher County Central High School. I'll have more on that coming up.
Plus, rain chances return by tomorrow and cooler temperatures by this weekend. Your full forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The SOAR Summit was back in the Corbin Arena for the second and final day. Day 2 included a panel of professionals who worked together with their organizations and others in the community to fight stigmas against those with substance use disorders. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more.
Collaboration is key in bettering the region.
We're achieving more every year in the mountains, so continue to plan your work and work your plan, because Eastern Kentucky has the competitive spirit to help us soar into a brighter future.
The SOAR Summit gathered a group of panelists to have an open conversation about workforce reentry for those in recovery.
One of the aspects that's very important that we are aiming for is for people that are on treatment to achieve recovery. What does that mean? It means not just stopping taking that sort of slavery from drugs, but importantly, reinserting themselves into society.
Workforce Recovery Program Manager Brandy Hahn says with changes in the job market, now is the time for second chance employment.
I think it's important for us to realize that we all have to come together. This is an epidemic. We say a lot of times this is a workforce crisis wrapped up in a healthcare crisis.
Although recovery professionals work hard to erase stigmas that surround substance use disorders, people still need to have compassion.
Understanding that, things like jobs are critically important for recovery. So I'm just really impressed by the community efforts that go on here in Eastern Kentucky.
The people of Eastern Kentucky have been hit hard by the effects of substance use disorders, but have fought even harder to better the community.
We're making progress. We cut overdoses again last year in Kentucky. We were winning before the pandemic, and we're going to win in this issue again. Good to hear.
In Corbin, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
While SOAR was founded 10 years ago, they will be celebrating 10 years of serving the region next year. It was recently announced that Agriculture Commissioner and former candidate for Governor Ryan Quarles was selected as the new president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Quarles spoke at the SOAR Summit today and gave some insight on what he wants to do to better the college system. He says that KCTCS is a beginning point for many Kentuckians' futures, no matter their background, and he wants people to understand that.
I want to really focus on workforce development solutions. Kentucky, we got a lot of jobs, but we need more Kentuckians entering into this new economy that we have in our state. And so I think our community technical colleges are already doing a fantastic job. But we want to make sure that we strengthen our relationships with business owners and employers to make sure that the programs that we offer are aligning with what Kentucky employers need as well.
For the next 3 months, Quarles will work as both the president of KCTCS and as Agriculture Commissioner of Kentucky. Governor Beshear and Attorney General Daniel Cameron also spoke today at the SOAR Summit in Corbin, and we had live coverage of the morning session here on WYMT. Well, in Frankfort, there are a lot of behind-the-scenes action ahead of the 2024 legislative session. House and Senate leaders are already discussing a 2-year state budget when nearly $30 billion will be allocated. One early decision may be what to do about the state income tax. It was lowered this year, but the state budget director says revenue missed a target for another reduction. It is still a high priority for Republicans to phase out the state income tax.
We are mild and dry across the mountains into your Wednesday evening. Here's a live look for those temperatures, and most of us right now in the upper 70s and lower 80s. 79 for Hazard, 80 for Manchester, and 83 over in Prestonsburg. So once again, we are mild as we go into this evening, and this is all thanks to an upper level ridge that we have parked over the mountains right now. But notice as we go towards Friday, also into the weekend, we have a dip in the jet stream that's called a trough. And what does that mean? That means an increase in those rain chances, but also a decrease in those temperatures as some cooler air is on the way as we get towards this weekend. But in the short term, we are watching out for those rain chances to increase across the mountains on Thursday, mainly for the evening hours, also into Thursday night, and more showers on the way by Friday. Drying out though for the weekend, and then we are tracking some chilly weather for the weekend as well. Highs back in the upper 50s and lower 60s, and those lows back in the 30s in some areas as you wake up on Sunday. That full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. The intersection where Highway 80 turns into US 23 in Floyd County is open again. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet made that announcement on social media just after 12:30 this afternoon. The intersection had been closed for much of the morning due to a crash. A tractor trailer hauling scrap metal had flipped over and spilled a load onto the on-ramp. The driver of the truck was taken to Highlands ARH. No word on his condition. A Laurel County woman is facing multiple charges following a traffic stop. Officers with Corbin PD determined the driver, 39-year-old Jennifer Grubb of London, was in possession of suspected meth, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. Grubb and another person in the vehicle not named had active warrants for their arrest. A man is behind bars after he was found with meth last week. Officers with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested Swade S. Smith at a business on Kentucky 229 after receiving a complaint about him being passed out on a moped. During an investigation, officers determined Smith was under the influence of a controlled substance, and a crystal substance suspected to be meth was found. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A search is underway for a missing woman in southern Kentucky. Deputies with the Whitley County Sheriff's Department say 46-year-old Tracy West was last seen at a home off New Liberty Road in McCreary County last week. West was reportedly driving a blue 2015 Nissan Versa with tag number 327YTL. Deputies say she was possibly heading to Cumberland Falls State Park. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Whitley County Dispatch at the number you see there on your screen, 606-549-6017. It was a busy morning for firefighters in Mingo County, West Virginia. In a post on social media, the city of Williamson's mayor posted about this fire that broke out at a building on 4th Avenue around 7:30 a.m. Firefighters from the Williamson Fire Department, along with other volunteer fire departments, responded. The crews were able to put the fire out fairly quickly. One person was inside the area where the building caught fire and managed to get out safely. A University of Kentucky doctor is suing the university and several doctors, claiming he was discriminated against. Dr. Kenneth Ain is a thyroid doctor and claims UK constituted an unlawful employment practice because of his disability and age. Ain is 67 years old and has Asperger's syndrome. The lawsuit is more than 140 pages long. He claims he was banned from the university property, was stripped of endowments, and the university did not investigate repeated complaints. Letcher County Schools administrators are finding ways to prepare students for life after graduation. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us about 2 ways students are actively learning about finances.
The Cougar Cart stays stocked with many items varying in price. Students can purchase those items with Cougar Bucks.
We have stuff for all different types of kids. You know, we have a lot of camping stuff right now. We even have a waffle maker for our, cooks in the building.
Students are rewarded Cougar Bucks based on good behavior. As a result, attendance has increased and discipline referrals have decreased.
It definitely motivates the students to do work harder in their classes.
Students not only can invest with Cougar Bucks, but they can invest their real money with the Student Credit Union.
A student at LCC can fill out paperwork and become a member. And as part of membership, they can deposit money in a checking or savings account. They can withdraw money here on campus from their checking account.
Members Choice Credit Union partners with the school to run the program. Students work as tellers, bookkeepers, and more.
And we double check the money, make sure everything's right, and if it's wrong, we find out what's wrong and we correct it.
Through that, students are learning earlier how to manage finances.
I have been spending a lot less money. It's been way easier to save in my savings account. And it's very easy just to withdraw the money that you know you need that month or that week.
The account can remain open for students beyond graduation. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
This is the second year Letcher County Central administrators have rewarded students with Cougar Bucks. The credit union opened for students a few weeks ago. A traffic alert for those in Powell County from October 13th through the 16th. Kentucky 2026, also known as Pompey Road in Clay City, will be closed at mile marker 0.1. Officials with KYTC say the road is being closed due to a drain pipe being replaced. The road will be closed between Kentucky 11, Kentucky 15, and Fife Lick Road with barricades posted. Folks driving US 23 in Pike County will notice some lane closings and traffic pattern changes starting tomorrow. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is preparing for bridge work in the Shelby Valley area near Sukey's Creek. Crews will be making repairs to the median and concrete on the bridge tomorrow morning starting at 9 o'clock. The left northbound lane of 23 will be closed.
Well, we are tracking rain chances and cooler temperatures for the second half of the work week. All those details coming up. Plus,
folks here in Hazard are getting set for a big festival this weekend.